Hey everybody, discussing the purpose of life with my favorite Guruji. I don't know if Guruji has joined yet, but I just want to say, sometimes I have come to my home. Hi, you guys. Hi, everybody. I have come to Bombay after more than a year. And so this whole year and half the year, I've been talking to Guruji. And some of the things that he said, I had not, while I knew what a big difference he's made to my life, what I didn't realize is how much of it that I think I've changed my ways. And sometimes it takes change of place to come back to, your home and realize that you're a completely different human being. And hi, Vedant. So it has been such a lovely experience talking to Guruji. So good to see you too. Talking to Guruji, I feel like it's been one of the biggest transformations in my life. Hi, Sunita ji. So I'm just extremely grateful for him. I find myself saying things, thinking in ways that he says. My whole thinking has become, it's changed. It's completely changed the way I look at life. Like every little aspect, it's with me all the time, not just this hour. Namaste, Kiran. So yeah, I'm sure Guruji is going to be joining soon if he hasn't yet. And I wanted to kind of go back to the basics and talk about the purpose of life with Guruji. I had a lovely retreat last weekend with some lovely people. Vedant is here. He was there with us. He's a great writer, preserving Indian culture. And somebody asked me a question about. Oh, accidentally, Prasad has sent me a request as well. But Guruji is here. And hopefully Guruji can join. And I had a conversation which got me. Pranam Guruji.
Pranam, how are you?
I feel like I have not spoken to you for so many days, Guruji.
I think you have been very busy, huh, in India.
I have been very busy, Guruji. I was running a retreat, but
Ah,
I was just saying, Guruji, that it took me, while I know talking to you has transformed my life, it has taken me to come back home and be amongst family members and have conversations for me to realize, Guruji, the lens with which I look at life now it's in everything, Guruji. In every situation, doesn't matter if we're talking about food or we're talking the lens that you've given us one Wednesday at a time with such simplicity just completely been so transformational. I am so grateful, Guruji. I feel like my life has it's been worth it to be born as a human. Really, really,
I
Guruji. I
think
can't thank
that is our subject, today's subject. Eh?
That is our today's subject. How are you doing, Guruji? Your network is a little bit weak today. Is that only what I'm experiencing? Is anybody else experiencing that network problem? Hi, Nana. Can you all let me know? Hi, DJ. Can you let me know if you're able to? Because Guruji, I can't see you clearly. It's very, very
Oh,
hazy. Can you see me clearly, Guruji?
I can see you and hear you well.
Okay. So I'm sure people are typing
Yes,
and they're responding.
my
No,
network,
Vineeta,
yes, my upload is maybe down because it's blurring.
yeah. So Guruji, what should we do? It's quite weak, Guruji.
Oh,
Should we try again, Guruji?
okay, I will just try to reconnect. Yeah, 1 minute.
Oh, Guruji. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I said, let's do that because sometimes just to go on for the whole hour with the haziness would have kind of felt like a little bit of a challenge. But I think has he sent a request again? I want to check, or is this from the back, or is it from before? Hi, Miss Prince. How are you doing, girl? Hey. I'm also going to take a little break off Instagram for the next 2 weeks. I'm just going to post when I feel like it. When something comes to my mind, I'll post. Otherwise, I won't. Guruji, we can see all your equipment now. We just need to quickly turn the camera. I feel like they tug on my ears, but to wear them for an hour is okay. So I think Guruji is still trying to. So how about I hear from you guys? What is your plan for the new year? So guys, I do calming. Is anybody else feeling that? Otherwise, all of these questions that you guys have, health related questions, we do Saturday lives. Last Saturday, I couldn't do a live because I did a fantastic retreat. The place and the people were really, really amazing. And I did an IGTV on that, like a live on that last Saturday. Also, I want to do this every year, and I hope more and more people join for that, right? It's a very overall wellness, self-discovery retreat. Okay, people can hear me well, they're saying. Peenal, I think it's your volume here on the phone because everybody else can hear me, I think. Guruji?
How is it now?
Is it raining out there?
No, yeah, of course, cloudy. It's not raining, but it's cloudy, and just now I checked the speed of the service. It's okay. How is it? Still, it's just blurred.
Yeah, it's not clear, Guruji.
It's cloudy.
It's not clear. It's not much clear. So I don't know what we should do. Whether we should go on, we should continue.
No, if people cannot hear me well.
They can hear you well, but Guruji, we can't see you well. I'll be honest, Guruji. We can't see you well. It's very, very blurred.
Just we can connect.
Yeah, we can't see you well.
Disconnect.
Okay, so while Guruji's left, I'm going to actually just talk to you guys about something, which I was going to bring up during my... Yeah, Jayavara, you think we should continue? You know what? Let's see. Let Guruji try to join again. I'm sure they'll try a different network, or they'll just kind of get one of those external devices and try. But while we are here, I just want to kind of talk to you about something. So we are like a baggage of our triggers, right? So even when we are born on this earth, and this is what I believe, that we come with certain stories, we come with certain weaknesses that we carry from lifetimes, certain triggers that we carry from many, many lifetimes. And then when we are born, we are usually born into a family or into an environment where those triggers come to life, they come to surface. We're able to kind of deal with those, or at least experience those triggers again. And there is a purpose for that, because the purpose is that unless we experience those triggers, hey, Hiran, unless we experience those triggers, that is the purpose of life, is to experience those triggers and fight them. So, when we come back home, little things as children that used to bother us, or some communication issues, they all really come back to the surface. And I felt like with all of Guruji's renewed understanding of human life and people, it's been such a fantastic experience to come to the same place and have a different experience. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a really good relationship with my parents. I genuinely do, but there's always potential to feel a little triggered. Yeah, right. All our interactions is to experience and purge and break through our triggers. And I felt like it was really something was very different. And of course, practicing the meditations, practicing the breath work not the karmas. So
No way.
We can hear you, but
this is the maximum we can try. I think here the upload is fine, but maybe the download or something. I don't know the technical side.
Okay. So Guruji, we can hear you very well. Let's try this, Guruji. Let's try this for some time. And I'm going to just send an intention that if you're meant to hear your wise words today, it will change and it will happen.
Okay.
Okay. So Guruji, our topic for today is the purpose of life. So,
yes.
Of course, that's a really big one, right, Guruji? I don't know if we can find the purpose in life while we are living. But so So, Guruji, you have told us, right, over the last few sessions, we've kind of understood that how we come from this cosmic energy. We come from that nabhas, from ether, and we make our way from ether to wind to Agni to jal, to that's to water, and then finally we come in this gross body, this sthula sharir, earth, right? And then if our purpose is to go back to that, what is the purpose? Why come to this if we have to eventually go back to that?
Actually, this, as we discussed in our previous classes, this question itself has no relevance in front of reality. So long as mind is engaged in the limitations of senses, or once it is entrapped into the limited senses, these questions will be asked. It has got significance. The moment we go beyond the limitations of our senses, this question will not be there, and there is no need of finding an answer for that. So what we have to do is to get answer for this question, or to obliterate this question from our mind, we have to activate our sixth sense. That is the only way. The moment that hormone is activated due to the activation of a hidden gland, prana apaniyor grandhi rejabe thabidiyade, the moment you or anybody becomes a Raja Yogi, that hidden gland will be activated, or the dormant gland will be activated, that will produce a special hormone. The moment that hormone mixes up in our blood, we will experience something which doesn't need any kind of clarification, explanation. So, what we have to do, just learn to go beyond our senses.
But Guruji, then why have we got, I'm going to play devil's advocate, Guruji, today. I'm going to purposely ask questions which are, kind of going beyond what we've discussed in the past, right, Guruji? Because I saw those come up for me. And I saw those discussions, and I said, I want to ask, right? So then why are we given the senses?
To enjoy sensory world. In essence, from our religious text or yogic text, everybody knows that we are the limited manifestation of God, or we are the incarnation of God. Why? From this heavenly abode, God himself is manifesting as limited beings. This is what is asked to Krishna also. This question is asked.
Yes.
Time immemorial. This, through different ways, by different students, asked to different masters. Mm-hmm. And a particular word was given. It is the Leela of God, or the play of God. But in a more scientific way, we can say this is the play of consciousness. There is no answer for this question in our limited frame of mind. Just now, you started with this comment that you see the light. You have a different eye now. How did you feel that? Your questions definitely be answered through that experience. I will share one of my experiences.
Yes, we'd love to hear that. And Guruji, you're completely clear now.
Thank you. So the network God is happy with me now.
Yeah, Narad Muni is good today.
Okay. When I was meditating under the guidance of my master, one day I got an invitation to his ashram, saying that there was an Akhanda Nama Japa, a continuous recitation of a mantra 12 hours. Morning 6 o'clock it will be started. One team of people will be reciting Kali Sandharano Upanishad. Have you heard about that? Kali Sandharano Upanishad?
Which Upanishad, Guruji? Can you say it again?
Kali Sandharano Upanishad.
No, Kali Santharano. No, Guruji.
Yeah, that is one among 108 Upanishads. The interesting part of that Upanishad is there is only one line, a mantra. It's very familiar to everybody. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is the Upanishad.
Oh, it's the first time we heard you chant, Guruji.
Oh, I see. So, I was so happy to be there. So we started chanting the mantra. Then one team became tired. Then they changed to other team. So like that, 12 hours continuously, that mantra was recited. In the beginning, first 2-3 hours, it was a bit boring. Then we felt some kind of, hormonal changes maybe because of the stimulation of sound. That time I was not very serious, but one thing I noticed. After that completion of 12 hours of chanting, we were given some prasad and everything. We left to home. So I was sitting with Master in his car. And there was a strange feeling. When the driver switched on the car, I heard that Hare Rama in that sound of the car. Engine sound, I was really listening. I couldn't, discriminate the engine sound and the mantra. Mantra was on. Then I listened what my master was saying. But in his talk also, the dominating vibration was the Hare Rama sound. Then as I reached home, I was taking a shower. I heard the sound in the shower. So that time I felt it was a bit strange, but later I came to know anything is repeated to our mind. Mind will transform itself into that sound. This is what it said in Mandukya Upanishad. Om ityed aksharamidam sarvam. Everything is evolved from sound. So all molecules, the world which is made out of matter can be transformed into its source sound. That is why our ancient masters, they were so keen to trace out the hidden sounds from nature. Your body, a piece of stone, the Mount Himalaya. So everything is created from different sounds. That is why we have different murtis.
That is why we have different murtis.
Yes. How many murtis we have in Indian tradition? Countless.
I don't know. Countless, Guruji.
Countless. Technically it is said Muppatti Mukkodi, means 33 crores. But it is only a symbol. But the real meaning is there are countless manifestations in this nature. Matter is a visible manifestation of the sound energy. That is what is called Nada Brahma. So,
yes.
From these varieties, we have to go to the unity, the unifying force. From that unifying sound, we have to go back to the source from which that sound evolved. That will come to know a Chaitanya, effulgence. Beyond that light, the supreme controller, Purusha, is there. So our masters are so specific about the necessity of experience of the reality. If we keep contemplating, it has no end. One more experience I got is after I got that vision of Ganesha, or when I transformed myself into that, wherever I looked, I could see the symbol of Ganesha. That also was really frightened me few days, but later I could manage. Later I could enjoy that even now. If I want to distract my mind from a particular vision, even if I look at you, I don't want to see, suppose I don't want to see you,
Guruji, you're being honest.
I can keep looking at you. You will think you will feel that I am completely focusing on you. But instead of Nidhi, I can see Ganesha over there. So this is what we have to practice. We should learn to focus our mind into the subject or object which we appreciate. Some people can say something wrong about me. I may be forced to listen to that, but I don't want to react, or I don't want to be spoiled by that sound. So my ears will catch the sound, but inside the ear, the process will not take place. I can fix my mind in a different sound. So that person may think that I am listening, but may be surprised that I am not reacting the way he was expecting. If somebody can make you upset, that is your failure and the other person's victory. If I am irritated by somebody, it's my weakness and the success of the other guy who was trying to irritate me. So nobody can change the external world. We can change ourselves for our own requirements. This is what we should practice. Again, what I'm saying is the purpose of life is to enjoy life as it is. At the same time, we have to be aware of our reality, from where we are born, why we are born, and after we die, where we will go. So we have to find answers for these three questions. The moment we get answer for that question, life will be complete.
Where we
Otherwise,
come from, where we come from, where why
yes,
we are born, and where we will go.
yes.
Yeah.
So where we from where we are born, that is the question about Brahma, the secret of Brahma. Why we are living, secret of Vishnu. Where we will go after that, secret of
Mahesh.
Mahesha. So the manifestation of this trio, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha. Answer for that question is the search after O. A for Brahma, U for Vishnu, M for Mahesha. So if you ask me a question, why we are born, it's one answer is, straight answer is to know the secret of O, Nada Brahma. That's all. That is the answer.
Lovely, Guruji. That was so great. I want to summarize it quickly.
Yes.
Right. So Guruji kind of explained to us that how everything, right? There's a creator or the Brahma, cosmic unified field, the supreme Purusha. And from that there is light and sound, right? Before things manifest into this physical appearance, into this physical matter, there is other energetic stuff happening in the field for it to manifest in a physical way, right? Like the what we say the Big Bang theory, even though that's a little, but that Nada Brahma. And that's why sound is something very, very, it moves us, right? Guruji, you're so right. Like even if we listen to, music, it has the power to create emotions because sound is such a powerful thing. And because we came from there, we came from sound, we came from light. And we can actually use that as well to go find our way back. We can use that sound, we can use that light. And Guruji has taught us in the last many sessions how to find that within us. And then Guruji explains one other story, right, which he had. And Guruji, I'll tell you, all of us in our generation has experienced so sad that you experienced this in a 12-hour of mantra ucharan, We experience it when we go to a loud music party. There is so much music, Guruji, and it's so loud. And when we come back home, uh, when we are sleeping, all of that loud music is still playing in our ears. When we wake up,
Yeah,
also that
yeah,
loud music is
yeah.
still playing. But that's even more a reason now to think about what Guruji has said. What sound we expose ourselves to, what sound we take in our internally. We take in stays with us. It stays with us beyond that sound. So. And Guruji gave us a few instances that we can then kind of decide. Like he says, yatha mana tatha prana, right,
Ah,
Guruji?
Brahma.
Where you put your mind, that's where your energy will go. Similarly,
Yeah.
with the sounds, with the sights, everything that we focus on becomes a part of us inherently. And it is our big responsibility then to pick and choose what it is that we want to get influenced by. And we can train ourselves, we can constantly work on it. But what are we working on? At the end of the day, that there are only Guruji said the purpose of life is not to go, do this or, make this much money. We'll do all of that as Nishkam Karma. But the purpose of life is to really, know where we come from, why we were born, and where are we going to go back to.
Yes.
And the three energies of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, which keep this whole sansar. And I like that Guruji said that we've come here and we are enjoying the sensory experience because it's the Leela of Purusha. It's
Yes.
just it's like it's just you go back and you come back. And that's just the journey. You just do that. But what joy, Guruji, what joy would the ultimate Purusha get from this?
If you want to know what Joy Purusha is experiencing by doing this Leela, you have to become the Purusha because you are that. So, see, what I want to tell you is if I have the freedom to tell,
Yeah.
it's a bit confusing or a little bit, contradicting with our existing beliefs.
No, Guruji, anything you have ever said has only clarified and made us think. Nothing you have said has, it's only opened our minds.
Brahma has 4 faces. Have you seen the picture of Brahma, Lord Brahma?
Yeah, but I can't recall all the 4 now, Guruji.
Yeah. It's a symbol.
Yeah.
We are also having 4-phased evolution. That is the mean. Actually, science is material. Sensory data or enquiries or finding answers for the questions through the senses. That is what is called Shastra or science. So science has no end. It keeps on advancing. Where science ends, religion begins. So religion has no change. So here we again come back to the duality. Wherever there is a change, there must be a changeless background. Otherwise, we cannot recognize the change. So if something is subject to change, there must be a background which is beyond changes. That is what is called sthirata. Sthirata is changeless. So God is stable, humans are changing. We can say like that.
So once again, Guruji, what you're saying is to understand change, there has to be something relative which is not changing so we can understand change.
Yes, of course. See,
Right.
like now I have moved my hand.
Yeah.
We can recognize this hand movement because there is a stable background.
Absolutely. Like a train, the train, where the train is moving. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So change
Got it.
can be recognized only by relating to other.
Yeah. Got it.
So God is one. So there is nothing to be related to God. That is what is called Advaita. So wherever duality is there, we can see the change or comparison is possible. So
Yes.
if we want to go beyond the change, that means we have to go beyond the senses. When we go beyond the senses, that super sensuous knowledge is called religion. So here I am coming back to our confusions of our mind. Actually, there is only one religion in this world.
I believe that.
That is the experience of our own reality.
Yes.
The moment you experience your reality, you have the right to claim that I am religious.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are only a religious believer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So you believe in somebody's experience,
Yeah.
which was explained by him or
Yes.
someone else.
Yes.
So Jesus experienced something.
Yes.
He taught to his disciples. After Jesus' time, his disciples collected his teachings and codified as Bible. This is what Christians are believing on. Hindus are believing in thousands of scriptures written by anonymous sages. Some are known, some are unknown. Mohammedans believe in their Quran.
Right.
Sikhs believe in their Guru Granth Sahib by Guru Nanak.
Right.
Buddhists believe the teachings of Buddha. Jains believe teachings of Vartamana Mahavira.
Right.
So here these are all beliefs.
Right.
But real religion is realization of the reality. What is real? Only God. If you realize God within you, when you transform yourself into that, then you can become religious. Otherwise, up to that moment, you are only a believer. So here, yoga is so specific with this subject. We have 4 phases, as I told you. It's called Brahma. Brahma means we are aware of our creation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Creation needs 4 ankles or 4 dimensions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then we are born as a Jandu. In Sanskrit, Jandu means life. Jiva manifests in Tandu. Tandu is fiber. Our body is a combination of trillions of fibers, muscle fibers, produced from cells.
Okay.
Correct, no?
Yeah.
In that tandus, when jiva manifests, vibrates, we will be called as a jandu. Otherwise, we are a dead body.
Got it.
Okay. So now in the tandu, life manifests, we are jandus. All are born as jandus.
Yeah.
Creatures.
Organisms.
Species. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are animals walking on 2 legs, nothing else. What is the difference between an animal or a tiger or an avatar? Only difference is, our intellect is little bit different than
more advanced.
Other animals.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yes.
So from Jandu, we have our own instinct, our own intellect, everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a difference between other Jandus and this 2-legged Jandus.
Yes.
Yes, if we catch one man and put him behind bars and catch a tiger and put in a cage, keep a bird in another cage and make them starve for 3-4 days. Okay, then after 3-4 days, open these cages and give them sufficient food according to their nature. Give flesh to the tiger, other seeds to bird, and food for the human being. Naturally, what will happen? 3 of them will try to eat, but little difference is there. If there is a chance for the human being thinking that, anyhow, I have been starving for 3-4 days, what will happen unless I, eat again? What will happen? So he will think. But the animal and bird, they are hungry. When they see food, they start eating. But a human being may resist. He will ask a question. What will happen unless I follow my instinct or requirement by nature? What will happen unless I breathe? What will happen unless I drink water? why my heart is beating. So these kind of questions are asked from this species only, the two-legged animal. If that questions are asked, that process of asking question is called manana,
Yes.
challenging nature. So from the Jandu level, the moment we start doing manana, we can be called Manushya. See the second evolution, from Jandu to Manushya.
Got it.
Yes. Then, if you keep asking these questions, you will start getting answers from nature.
Right.
Why you have to get sunlight? Why you have to breathe 21,600 times a day? Why your heart is beating 72 times per minute? What will happen unless you eat? So these kind of questions will be answered from nature. You will establish a link between the law of nature and your existence. That process is called yoga. Union between the law of nature and our own individual existence. That is called yoga. So from Jandu to Manushya, Manushya to yoga.
Yep.
Once we understand that, we will feel that yes, I am not only a simple living being, I am linked with this universal existence. Then slowly his or her mind can be focused in one point.
Sorry,
when our mind is focused in one point, from which our universe is exploded, where the Big Bang is happening.
Yes.
When we find that particular point, that point cannot be comfortably placed in our brain, because brain is so subtle and tender. Brain cannot withstand that energy. The universal energy is focused in one point. It may be burnt up. Only in our Hiranyagarbha, the depth of our heart, that point can be comfortably fixed. Our mind can be fixed over there. This is why Gita, without any doubt, stated that Sarva dvarani samyamya mano hridi niruddheja murdhanyadaya mana pranamastido yogadharanam. See the specific answer for what yoga means. We have to control 9 holes. Samyamya, sarvadvarami. 9 holes has to be blocked.
9 orifices.
Mano, yes, mano hridi. You have to focus your mind in the depth of your heart, Hiranyagarbha. Then guide the prana only, not the mind, towards the murtha, bhumadhya. That state of existence and experience is called yoga dharanam. There only we will become one with the reality, the ultimate yoga.
And what is that called?
That state is called Hindu consciousness. Because our mind will vibrate as a bindu in the depth of your heart, hridaya. So when this bindu merges into hridaya, it starts spinning over there, vibrating over there. That state is called Hindutva. Tvam means you. You are the ultimate vibration. That is the meaning. It's a transformation from Jandu to Hindu. There only you will be able to announce that. Yes, Aham Brahmasmi. You will declare that, I am that. Then you can ask, hey Guruji, you are saying that you are that. Then who am I? And I will say, Tatomasi, you too are that. These are the 4 phases of our evolution. That is why, unlike other religions, see, if you try to trace out the origin of Hinduism, where you will reach?
Here.
To our own heart.
Yeah.
Because there is no specific master who introduced Hindu religion. It is only guidelines which are driving our attention back to the seekers inner existence or the reality of the secret. There, like Krishna said in Gita, idile jnanamakhyadam guhyat guhyatamam maya. Hey Arjuna, I explained everything to you. Guhyat guhyatamam means the secret of the secrets. I explained to you. Now, vimrishyata daseshena, you critically analyze my instructions. See, you have to think, not to believe. You have to verify, critically analyze. Then, yathe ichasi tatha kuru. Whatever you feel right, you adopt that and go ahead. For what? To experience the ultimate reality. After experiencing that, then Arjuna was asked to go back to where? The war field. War field is our life. So then Arjuna was fighting in the war field without any confusion. So life should be handled like Arjuna without any confusion and sharpness of actions.
Very clear.
One more thing,
One
more thing. Since I mentioned about Gita, this cropped in my mind. See, Arjuna was the middle person of Pandavas. Dharmaputra was there, Bhima was there, elder to him, then Arjuna. Younger to Arjuna, Nakula Sagadeva. But why Arjuna was selected for delivering Gita? See, when we think, it will be amazing.
Pancha Mahabhut. So
among Pancha Mahabhuta, Vayu is more, powerful. Why Bhima was not selected for delivering Gita? Because he was the more powerful.
No, Guruji, because you require Agni, you require Tapa even from the Nabhas, from the ether to get to Vayu, from Vayu to get to Agni, from Agni. All of this transformation is not possible without the Teja, without that fire.
Yes, but here Arjuna was selected because as a person, it was not a spiritual reality. It is a symbol. Why Arjuna selected for delivering Gita? Because he had two main qualities. You might have heard about a story when this in the Hastinapura, in the palace, when they completed their education, there was a demonstration of their qualities, their efficiency. So the archery was the most attractive among other arts.
Yes.
So the competition was designed in such a way that there was a tree with a certain distance, and on the tree one cage was kept. Inside the cage, one doll of bird was there, and the target was the eye of that bird.
Yeah, Arjun ki aankhein se, yeah.
Yes, with a certain distance, they have to tighten the string first.
Yeah.
That also an art. They should calculate the distance. Then only they have to tighten the string according to the length. Then after tightening the string, they have to focus the arrow. After focusing the arrow, master used to ask a question. Okay, are you ready to shoot? Then people used to say yes. Then do you see the tree? They say yes. Okay, do you see the cage? Yes. Do you see the bird? Yes. Do you see the eye? Yes. Then they were not allowed to send the arrow. Okay, you are disqualified. So everybody was disqualified like that. When Arjuna's turn came, same thing happened. The question was asked.
Oh, yeah,
do you see the tree?
Yeah, no.
Yes. He didn't see the tree.
Yeah, he didn't see the tree.
Do you see the cage? No. You see the bird? No. And what do you see? And he said, I see the eye. That means his mind was one-pointed, focused. So the technique or the art of Almighty is delivered to the person who has got adequate concentration. That is why Arjuna was selected. One more thing. Arjuna was the only one person who was always ready to change. Dharmaputra, he was very adamant in his nature. If he was asked to tell a lie, Dharmaputra would say, no, I will not tell lie, because that is my oath, that's my character.
He was
I
earth,
never tell lie.
Prithvi, all Prithvi.
Yes, he was stubborn.
Yeah, all Parthiv. Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. Bhima was a very strong personality. It was not easy to change it. So he was sticking on his arguments, his rights and wrong things. But Arjuna, whenever Krishna asks Arjuna used to say, you tell me, Krishna, I will do it. That is the quality of a person who can change, evolve further. So we all are having that strong personality. When you go to a master, real master, with a strong personality, usually he will not talk to you if you have that strong personality. You know why? We will not change. We are not ready.
Yeah, he's not ready to go through the path. Yes, Guruji. Yes, he's not ready to be on the path. So there's no point really.
Yes. So the moment we are thinking of understanding about the Almighty or the purpose of life, the first quality should be Tyaga. We should be able to give up the things which we are keeping. All our possessions, we should tell ourselves that, yes, these possessions are, timely given to me, but I don't own it. I am only a custodian. The real owner is the nature. Unless we develop that character, we cannot find answer for this question, why we are born or what is the purpose of life. We will be totally entangled with our possessions and positions.
Great, Guruji. Great, beautiful. Makes so much sense. All of that, what you said. So I'm going to quickly say also, Guruji, what you said is that, there are 4 phases that kind of any jiva that comes in this whole creation phase might go through. And the first, what is the point of tantu? Tantu is just matter, which is no point. Tantu is like fibers, right? So fibers is like a piece of meat, which has no point. But once the jiva goes in that fiber, it becomes a jantu, which is an organism. And by the nature, jantus, in the jantu level, in the jantu phase of things, it's this very primitive, very instinctual, only focusing on the primitive instincts, working on instincts. You're hungry, you eat. You want to go to the bathroom, you go. There is no contemplation. There's no contemplation. Human beings, one step above jantu, is a human life. In a human life, there is contemplation. There's contemplation of where is this jiva coming from, and contemplation of everything around us. And when that contemplation is deep, and the contemplation is patient, and the contemplation is within, you may be able to progress to the state of yoga, where you kind of understand that, there's something beyond this. There's a breath which connects us, and there's a cosmic reality around. And then as a yogi, you start exploring that cosmic reality in whichever way you can. Then there comes a point in your practice, and, I encourage everyone, like practicing. I'm just in kindergarten practicing. Guruji is an advanced practicing, but I know just as practicing makes all of this makes so much sense, because even we have little glimpses of experience of this. And after the yogi phase, when you start exploring, what is the point of living in Manushya phase, right, Guruji? Where you're not contemplating. If you're living like Manushya, but you're living like a Jantu, no point.
Yes.
That's what a lot of us are doing, just Manushya, but living like Jantus, eating, drinking, buying, selling. But contemplation takes us to the yoga phase. After the yoga phase, when you do your sadhana, there can come a point where 9 orifices, your eyes, nose, ears, mouth, your elimination channels, everything, those are the orifices which kind of shut down and stop their function. And that breath, that attention goes to the heart and this Bhrumati. And
Yes.
at that point, all of that gets centered in your Hiranyagarbha, on your heart, in the center of your
Yes.
heart. And that's when you kind of understand, right? Out here, Guruji explained to us that how you can experience Brahmanad. And from that reality, you understand your attention becomes in that focus, that flutter. All we are is that flutter, that jiva is a flutter. And you begin to experience that flutter in your own heart. And you realize that I'm just a flutter. All I am is a flutter. I'm a flutter in this big universe. And that is really the journey that we have to make. From behaving like jantus, even though we are manushya, we have to now come to the contemplation phase, and then the journey just goes on. And then to encourage us, Guruji also gave us the example of Arjun, right? To be a seeker, you have to be like Arjun, where Arjun just could not see anything. He did not get distracted by what was around him. He had that sharp spear-headed focus.
Yes.
But at the same time, he was willing to change. To be in this path, there has to be a fluidity to us. There has to be a flow. There has to be a letting go. Holding is tightening. And this whole path is about surrender and letting go, not being tight. It's being...
Yes. Good. This is what we have to keep in mind. These are the 4 levels from Jandu to Manushya, Manushya to Yogi, Yogi to Hindu. This is what we have to achieve. The moment our consciousness starts, vibrating as a point or an atom in our heart, technically it's called spanda.
Spandana. That's that flutter,
Spandana.
that little, this
Yes,
vibration. Yeah. So Prernaji, it's the flutter. It's like flutters, that vibration that we are all, that's all we are. We are like, Guruji, it's like when you see on an ultrasound, right? When a mother is pregnant, and on that ultrasound, you go at 5
Yes.
weeks and you don't see that flutter. And you see
Yes.
in the 6th week that jiva is coming, and you see the little spandana.
Yes, yes.
Right, Guruji?
So,
And honestly,
yes,
in the meditation, I have felt like I can experience that occasionally. Guruji, the feeling that I'm just a flutter, there's no body, there's nothing, there's just a flutter in the cosmic reality.
see, now you are getting the sparks. These sparks will become a universal flame, and you will become that flame. You can just imagine what kind of ecstatic feeling you will get during that time.
Even this, Guruji, but the bad part is that there is no, that there is not so much interest in everyday things then. The amount of interest that I have in, it's not that I'm not interested in the external world. I still have a lot of things I love. But the amount of engagement, there's no strong desire to have so much engagement. I'm a big foodie, so my mom's asking me every day, what are you going to eat? Can we make this for you? Can we make that for you? And I don't feel like that anymore. And it's not I'm trying like, yeah, mom, I'm going to eat this. Mummy, make this for me. But I don't feel the same level of excitement or, that asakti.
Yes. So only difference is, life is not going to change. Even one point is not going to change. But there will be a complete, a total difference in our anxiety level. Earlier,
Complete.
whatever we wanted to do, we were doing with a certain kind of anxiety. Now, everything will be continuing like this, but no anxiety at all. That is the difference.
So, Guruji, before we go, I want to actually say one thing, that you have answered the biggest question for me. And I narrated this to my parents today. And I want to reshare it with you, and I want to reshare it with everybody who's listening. Yeah. So, Guruji, my biggest question so far in my life, which really bothered me, was I come from a background where we understand there's something called, and I had asked you this question earlier. There is something called Vyavhar, and there is something called Nishchay. So, in the religious background I come from, Vyavhar is the action you're supposed to do in the outer world. Nishchay is when you're supposed to surrender. And I was always wondering, I said, how much action am I supposed to take in the world? How do I know when to surrender? Who's going to answer when to surrender? Like, I don't know, because I'm like Arjuna went to the battlefield. When does he know how much is too much? And Guruji has explained to us the most beautiful explanation that till you can operate in the world as nishkam karma from a centered place, you can do anything, right? Because it's not from a hormonal place. It's from a place of centered. It's a place of equilibrium. You can do whatever you want. You can, like Arjuna went to fight a war with his own relatives, but it was from this place. And the minute we go off that place, that's the time, that's our indication that this is too much.
Yes.
Your network has become really poor, Guruji, again.
Oh, again. I'm sorry.
But it's okay, we can hear you. So we can hear you, Guruji.
Yeah.
So we continue to hear you.
Oh, I can see you and hear you very well. Yeah, network is really poor now. As I can see from another phone now. I don't know what's happening. So you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, Guruji. And we have only 2 minutes left, and I don't want to miss out on anything that you have to say.
Okay. So here what you said is there is no change in hormones, but that is not correct. When we focus our mind, when we try to control our prana, the dormant glands will be activated. Then that glands will produce some kind of different hormones. Technically, we have to say hormone, but it is not a hormone.
Yes, technically we have to say yes, Guruji. I understand that. Yeah.
So once that process is on, you will start experiencing the reality. When you become realistic, anxiety will vanish, as when we lit a lamp, the darkness is gone.
Yes.
This is what only we have to practice. The moment we feel that, you will become like a drunken person.
That's exactly how it feels, Guruji. It feels so intoxicating.
Yes, of course. Then we will not discriminate beyond the limit, and an ecstatic joy will be there, and we keep on working without any kind of complaint. So it's like a drunken person. It's called yoga lahari. Lahari is intoxication. The moment we activate this hidden glands, we will have the surabana. Surabana means our inner, the nectar. Nectar, when we enjoy, start experiencing that, we will have our flying mood. That's all. When we have that, the joy bubbling from within, no external person or a person or something coming from outside can irritate us. Nothing will be affected. So every moment, every thought, every action will be controlled by ourselves. That is what is called omnipotence. We will have master control for ourselves.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes.
The inner reality will mean so much more, and the inner reality will become your real world. The outer reality is like your background noise. Right, Guruji?
Yes.
Yeah. I loved today's talk, Guruji. It was such a good talk. Really made sense. And you know that it's such a big reminder for us that as Manushya, we have to progress into the yoga state. We cannot be Manushya living in Jantu. We should ask ourselves each time when we operate at a Jantu level, when we operate at a yogi level.
Yes.
There are so many times we are operating at a Jantu level. So this talk should be a reminder to all of us to progress to the Bindu Hindu level.
Yes.
And then
Anyhow,
we do that.
Actually, we are not living in Jantu level also. We are living in a confused Jantu level. Jantus are not
Jantu, that's
confused.
what it is. Actually, that's so true, Guruji. The Jantu will eat when it's hungry. Human beings are not, we are
Yes.
very confused. We are actually kind of worse than Jantus. You're so right.
Yes.
You're so
All
right.
right.
Harshada, I'll do that. Hang on, and
All right.
I'll summarize. Okay, Guruji, till we meet again next Wednesday, and I'll see you before that in class, Guruji.
Yeah. Thank you.
Pranam, Guruji. Pranam. Thank you so much.
Pranam to all.
Pranam. Thank you so
Bye.
much. So I'll quickly, I know Guruji's network was really weak, so I just will quickly summarize what Guruji said towards the ending. And what Guruji said towards the ending is, as we keep on holding our prana and doing the practice that Guruji suggested, and I'll tell you, it's really, really great. Plus the Arjuna Guruji taught us in his yoga philosophy course, and that meditation. And you will start right now we are functioning on the chemicals of stress and excitement, and we just talk about them as hormones because that's the language we understand, right? Otherwise that's not really, technically it's different, right? Whether neurotransmitters, whatever, adrenaline, cortisol, we have learned to function in that because we have not experienced anything else. But what Guruji is saying, as we practice and we experience a different state of reality, the joyful state of reality, we experience that cerebral spinal fluid, which actually drips. It's scientific, it's proven that when your pineal gland is activated, there are crystals in the pineal gland, and you can look this up. And there's a cerebral spinal fluid that kind of drips and gives you an experience of ecstasy, right? Like Guruji said, intoxication. And once we have experienced that reality, there is very little desire in the outside world to create any other reality, right? It's like we've had the ultimate experience. So all the outside experiences, everything in the outside world becomes really insignificant, becomes just really doesn't matter. Things go a certain way, things don't go a certain way. It's all fine because we have experienced the ultimate reality. So thank you for listening in. I feel like talking to Guruji is this my weekly satsang. This is the dose that I need every week, and I'm just so grateful that we all have it. Harshada, I hope I answered your question. Thank you to everybody for joining in, for listening. I don't do quite a good job of advertising my Wednesdays or even Saturday lives anymore. But 2021 shall be better. I shall do more. I shall do a better job of communication. But thank you for listening, everybody. Have a super weekend. I will see you all on my weekend live.